Hi, this is Mr. Capert. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a template sketch for the side of your catapult. I think this is a much easier way to then make each individual part. So what you want to do is create a new part file. Sketch. And what you're going to do is start sketching the profile of your catapult. You can use the line tool for all of it, or you can use the rectangular tool to kind of speed things up. Remember, our boards are 3/4 by 3/8, so 3/4 this way, and the length of my catapult is 12 inches. Now remember, the dimensions are probably different for yours, so don't just copy the dimensions I put down. I'm then going to do my upright. I'm not going to do my angled boards until last. And that's because it's much easier. I don't have to do any math or use a protractor if I do them after the fact, if I know where these lines are going to go. Now I put this in the exact center on my catapult. And to do that, you would think, oh, it's 6 inches. Now it's 6 inches to the center here, not to this edge. So it's 6 inches minus half the thickness of the board. So the boards are 3/4, so that would be 3/8 is half of that. And that would put it, notice, in the direct center. So just double check. If it doesn't look centered, you can use tools and double check. Use this ruler. So that comes out as 5.65, and then if you do the same thing this way, yep, so I know it's in the center, and I don't need to fix anything. And then looking back at my catapult, I have these angled boards that go all the way to the very tip here. I actually did that on purpose to make mine easier to make and draw, and then notice it goes all the way to that corner. Yours obviously is going to be different than mine. And so I'm doing these angle boards secondly because I don't need to know angles and use geometry at all. I just know that it goes from this corner to here. And then from this corner to there. And then I'm going to do the bottom side of this. What I do is I don't want to snap to anything. So make sure it's not snapping anything. Get out here. Make sure it's not snapping to anything. And then you want to go slightly up. Go up and past it. Make sure that it is not snapping anything. And notice to the right there, there's that symbol that has a red and a black line that are parallel. That means the lines are parallel. So before I go any further, I'm going to trim this up, though. That's not necessary. And then what I want to do is then dimension from here to here. Remember, our boards are 3/4. Boom. And then I want to do the same thing here. Okay, now it's centered. All right. I want to then keep cleaning this up. All right. Trim this. And then I've got to remember this isn't a solid board. It goes down and through here. So I'm going to just start trimming stuff that I definitely don't need, such as this line and, ooh, what happened here? One sec, I think I got to fix something. I know what I did wrong here. I should have actually done the thickness here. I never did the thickness of this board. And that's why things looked off a little. See, now they meet perfectly. I want to trim any excess. Oh, and if it doesn't let you do that, then you got to delete some stuff. I don't know what it doesn't like here. You're always going to run into issues like this. I don't know which one it doesn't like. Maybe it doesn't like that. I don't know. Sometimes I just delete off some dimensions. Probably not the greatest thing to do, but then it allows you to do this. Now I'm going to keep all these other lines because when I go to create these boards, I need these lines. These ones I definitely do not need. And then I want to check back one other thing. Yes, I have the hole going through right there. So I want to put that in here too, make things easier on me. Somewhere like about there, 1/4 inch hole. And I definitely want to keep certain parts of this, but I don't need this line any longer. And I also have these other holes that I might as well put in at the same time here. Okay. And notice they snap to the center, but I need to put the distance from the end. Okay, and I feel like, oh, I know what I'm forgetting. I forgot to put this bottom board. And once again, I don't want to snap to much of anything, so I always go longer than things need to be. And a dimension between these two, 3/4. And then on my catapult, I put this bottom board where it was 6 inches. And then once again, I'm going to go in and trim things. I might have to delete off dimensions. Oh, I didn't. So I got this nice clean side. Make sure you have everything modeled in here. And once again, I'm going to look at it and just make sure that nothing's missing. So this template has everything I need to make each board. I'm just going to have to trim certain portions to make that board. And that's why I'm calling this a side template. So what you're going to do is save this. And make sure you put this in your H drive underneath your project folder. Use the naming system that I showed you. So you want to keep this master sketch, and then what you want to do is save copies of it. And depending on how many boards, that's how many save ases you're going to have to do. So I'm going to call this, let's see, sideboard 1. I would come up with a naming system here where the reason why I did sideboard 1 is I'm going to call this board 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And I would put that on my drawing. So I'm going to call this board 1. So what I need to do is just erase everything that isn't board 1. And you're going to see why this is helpful. You don't have to do any geometry, and I'm sure you guys don't love geometry. You get rid of all that stuff, and then notice by getting rid of some of that stuff, I got rid of the bottom of this board. And it's got to be a closed profile, otherwise this won't work. So you got to make sure everything is closed off. Now notice, if you had to figure out this angle, that'd be quite a bit of work down here, and to figure out this angle and to figure out exactly where that hole, half of that hole is, that'd be kind of difficult. So that's why you use this master sketch, and then you're just going to extrude these boards by 3/8. Right? And then you're going to change it to birchwood. Boom. And then make sure you save often. And now you're going to do the same thing again for your next board. You would open it up, and oh, my bad. You'd probably have to reopen your master sketch. Here we go, side template sketch. You're going to do a file, save as, and then you're going to call it board 2. Sideboard 2. And do the same thing, except for now you're going to erase a different part of it. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions. So for instance, this would be sideboard 2, or this could be 2, depending on how I decide. And then I'd erase everything but it.